I've received about 1,500 views on a video called "Do I Look Illegal?" and it was posted about 2, maybe 3 months ago, and it was put together in response to the passage of the SB 1070 anti-immigration law. And I've received a number of comments, a few that I feel like reading, but I also feel compelled to take the video that I put together and move the conversation a step further. I'd like to pose a question to the people who seem to be trolling for these anti-immigration videos that they can latch on to. And they seem to be really hell-bent on commenting on any kind of liberal perspectives that would be offered on this SB 1070 law. They're hungry. They're wolves. They would like something that they can feast on, and so I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you what you want because you don't seem to have anything else in your life. I can't really explain why you've decided to help make my video popular, but I'd like to continue to play into your hands and thank you for sharing this video because I have not received a lot of views from people who share my perspective. No doubt maybe they have watched it, but I've received more views and more comments from people who are opposed to the perspective that I am offering. So I'd like to take that reality and embrace it and decide that, okay, if those are the kind of people that are going to read or listen or look at what I'm posting on this YouTube video on my YouTube channel, fine. Well then I'm going to go along with that and I'm going to advance the conversation and turn it around and get you a little bit more involved. So let me ask you, I keep hearing in the comments section, I keep reading that there's an explicit detail in this law that says it's not going to be racially profiling any individuals in Arizona. The question I pose to you is if SB 1070 is not going to racially profile immigrants, what's the point? Why do you support this law? It doesn't seem like it would be doing what you would like it to do. There is absolutely no reason for this law to be passed. You're supporting a waste of time if it is not racially profiling individuals. I do not support SB 1070. But for the purpose of conversation, I'm going to advocate that those Republicans, GOP members, people who just think if it's a matter of security, why not go along with it? Those people who would like to be on the border firing weaponry at immigrants to keep the border safe. People who think that the turning of the country from a predominantly white country to one that has a more mix of brown, of black people, of people of ethnicities that are not Anglo-Saxon. We're talking about people who do not think individuals in this country should be able to live without speaking English. This video is for you, and again, I am asking, if it is not racially profiling, why do you support this law? And what is the point of it if it doesn't do? Because my sense is that given the events on 9/11, we do not need another law reaffirming security. There's plenty that your law enforcement officials in your state, your friendly neighborhood police officers can do without this law. So to say that there is not a political aim behind this to target Mexican immigrants and single out people who are brown, who dress like they're brown, who talk like they're brown, who probably just might be brown, well, I'm confused. I don't quite understand why you would go to different YouTube videos and talk about the threat that these immigrants pose, how they're supposedly murdering tons of cattle ranchers, not properly assimilating with the culture, forcing you to think thoughts that are outside of your defined way of looking at life. And so I'll give you just a few minutes to think on this, okay? I'll give you a few minutes, and I'm going to take this opportunity to read a couple comments I've received. These are some very, very, very insightful comments. I want to thank my viewers for offering. We're going to start with Weenan Jason, who said, LOL, exclamation point. You racist peckerhead. Are you so fundamentally fucked up that you believe because one has brown skin, they work for cheap? So, young and ignorant. Are you ashamed to be American? Are you ashamed to be white? LOL. Ha ha ha. He sounds just like Hitler did when he ranted ignorantly against the Jews in the 30s and 40s. Bravo! The new left-wing brand of racism can be seen above. I'll also bet he hasn't even read the law. Not at all. Not a word. Or understands that it's already U.S. law. The next comment is from AZ and 091, who says, if you are so smart, why aren't you rich? Then you could help the poor illegals, can't spell illegals, and save the taxpayers a lot of money. Question mark, smiley face. B. Bauhaus Bold, apparently using the name of a font as his handle, says, if you stopped looking at illegal immigration as a race issue, but an economic issue, you would probably think a lot differently. I know it's tough, but you've been brainwashed by a bunch racists. And we'll go for one more final one, because they're all right here. They just keep coming on a daily basis for the past 2 months. Well, and this is from M. John Son Muna. Well, if you decide to wear explosive underwear, you have a problem. Go to jail. If found to be an illegal immigrant on top of the deport. Get the hell out of our country. Oh, and how about one more, because, again, they're all right here. Pop ho. If I get stopped for a traffic violation and they ask to see my driver's license, should I start screaming racist? Get real, it is the law. No, I don't think you really know what you're talking about. This was 10 minutes of pure stupidity. Okay, so, let's see here. Back to the question. There's now a training video going around. We'll add that to the discussion. It's going around in the state. It's a training video. It's going to help people learn how to do this law properly, enforce it properly, without racially profiling. That's an important thing that should probably be done, right? Because if this looks like it's racially profiling, then it might actually be doing what the law was intended to do. We don't really want that to happen. We'd rather waste taxpayer money. You know, your money, the taxes you pay, because you like paying those taxes, right? Oh no, you probably are going to a Tea Party rally soon. That September 12th, with Glenn Beck and everything. You're going to go to that rally and you'll protest taxes. So taxes that support and pay to enforce these fascist laws that are going to be carried out in Arizona, the ones that contribute to the removal of ethnic studies classes and promote this culture where people are changing the color of faces in murals. But you know, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. It's not about racism. It's not about racism. It's not about ethnicity. It's not about these people in our state that we don't want to be here. It's not about me. It's not about the individual. It's not, I live in this country. I want the American dream. Hands off it. Get off it. Go back to your country. It's not about Mexico and the fact that there's a failed country below our border that we somehow had contributed to. Through NAFTA, we've contributed to this country becoming a failed state. And the responsibility that we have to take for it is none. We just protect ourselves. We got to keep the people out, keep them locked in, stay in that state. Don't bring it over here. We don't want your problems, the problems that we created for you, to somehow come back and haunt us here. We don't want to have to take or confront the problems that have been created. So, again, racist. If it's not racist, if there is no racial profiling, what is the point of this law? What are you trying to get from it? What kind of peace of mind do you get if this law does not actually target Latinos or the immigrants from Mexico? And I bet your answer will be, I'm sure I'll get a comment. Thank you.